Good night, viewers. Here are your top stories tonight. Osefo Peters and Alpha Pool surrender to police in connection with Joshua David's disappearance. Road markings have been painted at Windsor Forest and Crane, West Coast, Demerara. A national action plan for antibiotics regulation is set to launch. Savannah Sunset, by Jamal Higgins, wins the Torginol Paints CPL competition. The Chief Justice rules against Kathy Hughes in a discrimination case. Hughes advocates for legislation to ensure annual cash transfers to citizens. The British Virgin Islands announces visa-free travel for Guyanese nationals. And one dead following a motor car accident on the Rockstone Trail. Stay with us for more details. One dead following motor car accident on Rockstone Trail. A tragic accident occurred on Sunday, September 29, 2024, at approximately 15:35 hours on Rockstone Trail, resulting in the death of 38-year-old Julie Higgins. The incident involved motorcar PJJ 9024, a Toyota 212, driven by Kenrick Johnson of Central Amelia's Ward, Linden. Initial inquiries indicate that Johnson was traveling west at high speed when he lost control after negotiating a left bend. The vehicle overturned several times, leading to Higgins being ejected and found motionless nearby. Both individuals were assisted by bystanders and transported to the Linden Hospital complex. Unfortunately, Higgins was pronounced dead on arrival, while Johnson is under observation for his injuries. The body of the deceased has been transferred to Gesso Funeral Mortuary pending a post-mortem examination. A breathalyzer test on the driver revealed no trace of alcohol. He remains in police custody as investigations continue. Osefo Peters and Alpha Pool surrender to police. Osefo Peters and Alpha Pool surrender to police in connection with Joshua David's disappearance. Osefo Peters, known as Sadist, has turned himself in to the Guyana police force on Monday, following the issuance of wanted bulletins for 5 individuals linked to the disappearance of Joshua David, also known as Bricks. The abduction of David occurred on September 27 on Main Street, Georgetown. Authorities are actively investigating the case, and the surrender of Peters is a significant development in the ongoing inquiry. The Guyana police force continues to urge anyone with additional information regarding the incident or the remaining individuals involved to come forward. BVI announces visa-free travel for Guyanese nationals. The British Virgin Islands, BVI, has officially announced that Guyanese nationals will no longer require a visa to enter the islands. This significant development was revealed by Premier Natalio D. Wheatley during a press conference today. Premier Wheatley emphasized that this move aims to strengthen trade and travel relations between Guyana and the BVI. Many of our Caribbean brothers and sisters already benefit from visa-free access to the BVI, and we are pleased to extend this reciprocal courtesy to Guyana, a giant in our Caribbean community, he stated. Highlighting Guyana's current economic transformation, Premier Wheatley acknowledged the country's growth and development. He noted, as a CARICOM member and emerging global power, Guyana has become a model for sustainable growth and international diplomacy. Its election to the United Nations Security Council enhances its pivotal role in addressing global policies on peace and security, elevating the Caribbean's voice on the global stage. The Premier also mentioned ongoing efforts to deepen ties with Guyana through a forthcoming Memorandum of Understanding. Following a recent trade mission to Guyana, he indicated that more such missions are planned as the BVI seeks to foster stronger relations. This announcement marks an important step in enhancing cooperation and connectivity between the two territories, paving the way for increased opportunities in trade and tourism. Hughes advocates for legislation to ensure annual cash transfers to citizens. Nigel Hughes, leader of the Alliance for Change, AFC, is advocating for new legislation to guarantee annual cash transfers to all Guyanese citizens. Speaking at a recent meeting in Liverpool and Lancaster, Hughes highlighted that Guyana's substantial oil revenues, approximately $1.6 billion per day, provide a feasible foundation for this initiative. Hughes criticized the current administration for politicizing financial assistance, asserting that the nation's resources rightfully belong to its citizens. He proposed a law ensuring every citizen receives a specified annual cash amount, emphasizing that it should be recognized as a right, not a favor. He pointed out the necessity of collective action to combat poverty and corruption, urging citizens to unite for change. AFC Chairman David Patterson echoed this sentiment, encouraging citizens to make the most of existing programs while preparing to vote for change in the upcoming 2025 elections. He reminded the audience that every vote matters, referencing the narrow margin by which the People's Progressive Party/Civic, PPP/C, 1 in 2020. Chief Justice rules against Cathy Hughes in discrimination case. The Honorable Chief Justice, AG, Roxanne George SC, today dismissed legal proceedings brought by parliamentarian Cathy Hughes against Vice President Barrett Jagdeo. Hughes had sought declarations regarding the establishment of the Human Rights Commission and alleged discrimination after Jagdeo referred to her as a lowlife during a press conference on November 23, 2023. In her arguments, Hughes claimed the vice president's comments constituted discrimination based on her gender and race. However, Attorney General Mohabir Anil Nandlal SC countered that Hughes failed to establish a case for discrimination, noting that the constitutional provisions she cited did not allow for her claims. The Chief Justice ruled that Hughes did not sufficiently demonstrate discrimination and that the vice president's statement, in isolation, did not breach her fundamental rights. Furthermore, the court highlighted that Hughes did not approach the Women and Gender Equality Commission regarding her complaints. The court deemed Hughes' claims as misconceived and without merit. A full written judgment will be released in due course. Savannah Sunset, by Jamal Higgins, wins Torginol Paints CPL competition. Torginol Paints proudly announces Jamal Higgins as the grand prize winner of the Name That Shade promotion. His entry, Savannah Sunset, has been selected as the new CPL-inspired paint color, reflecting the vibrant Guyanese landscape and the spirit of cricket. The winner was revealed during a special prize-giving ceremony at the Torginol booth at the Guyana National Stadium on September 29. Higgins has won 2 VIP tickets to the CPL finals, exclusive Torginol merchandise, and additional prizes. He also received a brand new Samsung Z Flip 6, generously provided by eNet, Guyana's local telecommunications provider. Jamal expressed his excitement, stating, "It's an honor to have my name chosen by Torginol. Savannah Sunset was inspired by Guyana's beautiful landscapes, and I'm thrilled to see it become a part of Torginol's history. Winning this contest feels surreal." Savannah Sunset will be added to Torginol's esteemed color palette, celebrating both Guyana's natural beauty and its cricketing passion. This new shade promises to be a favorite among cricket fans and will enhance homes and projects across the nation. National Action Plan for Antibiotics Regulation set to launch. Health authorities are preparing to roll out a national action plan by the end of this year aimed at addressing the misuse of antibiotics across the country. This initiative follows growing concerns over antimicrobial resistance, AMR, a significant public health threat. During a pharmacy symposium on Sunday, acting chief pharmacist in the Ministry of Health, Sukhdev Singh, highlighted that many necessary regulatory systems are still in development. By law, pharmacists are required to dispense antibiotics only with a legal prescription from a licensed physician, medical practitioner, or dentist. Dispensing without such a prescription is illegal, Singh stated. The indiscriminate use of antibiotics has contributed to the rise of AMR, a phenomenon where pathogens evolve, making it increasingly difficult to treat infections. The World Health Organization, WHO, emphasizes that while AMR is a natural process, its emergence is accelerated by human activities, particularly the misuse and overuse of antimicrobials. Local authorities are actively working to mitigate this issue. Singh noted that pharmacists, especially in hinterland regions where medical professionals are scarce, have sometimes had to make difficult decisions that could breach the law. "We are addressing these challenges and have seen improvements, with some pharmacies now refusing to sell certain medications without a prescription." The Minister of Health has taken a strong stance on compliance, warning that non-compliant pharmacies risk closure. Drastic steps are already being taken to ensure adherence to these regulations, Singh added. The implementation of this national action plan is crucial for safeguarding public health and combating the growing threat of antimicrobial resistance in Guyana. Road markings painted at Windsor Forest and Crane, WCD. 2 no-stopping road signs were painted earlier today on the Windsor Forest Public Road, West Coast Demerara, as part of a collaborative initiative by the Road Safety Council of Region 3, the Guyana Police Force, and the Community Policing Group. This effort followed concerns raised during a recent police-led community outreach on September 19, 2024. In addition to the new signs, a pedestrian crossing sign was repainted in front of Camille's Academy in Crane. The activity was overseen by Deputy Commander Superintendent Kevin Doss and Lance Corporal 23870 Nardio, highlighting the commitment to enhancing road safety in the community. This initiative aims to improve traffic regulation and pedestrian safety, fostering a safer environment for all road users.